only off board, right?
No. Yeah.
Couldn't say we live now.
Testing.
Audio proper.
Check the audio.
Yeah.
Probably on myself.
Okay, right now.
Yeah.
Only off board, right?
All right then.
Yeah.
Shalom.
All right. Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we're going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Akakudash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to Allah Akimo that is doing the work with sincerity and charity, with humiliation all across the four winds. To you I salute. All right. Today we're going to do a sit down lesson today, due to inclement weather. That ain't gonna stop nothing. The word got to go out. So the Lord put it in the spirit here of the brother to go into one or two lessons, and Lord willing, it'd be edifying and serve a purpose. All right, but before the brother bring his lesson out, when we read Matthew chapter 24, the disciples asked the Lord, what shall be the sign of his coming? And he speak about earthquakes in diverse places and nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom, famine and pestilence. All right. So I know if you Akim heard about there's some type of outbreak over there in China.
Yeah.
All right, and man, that's flicking, wiping out them damn so-called Chinese. They're spreading like germs. So they have a pandemic, another pandemic, a deadly pandemic happening over there. All right, and also another thing. All right, you would have heard me speak about 2 weeks or so back, 3 weeks back. You would have heard me speak about that EBT system and how that's $100 billion network within itself. All right. Well, if you're familiar with Black Friday, Black Friday is a time of people doing a lot of mass shopping and what's not.
Yep.
But this time around, I was surprised to see that um, there was hardly no sale in Walmart. The people now hold the power because what has been happening, you know, what was revealed, Salakia, is that those reduced prices, they ain't really reduced prices. They're the actual prices. Because these Fortune 500 companies and shit, what they do, they carry up the prices on certain things.
Gradually throughout the month.
Right. And then if you go and you buy, say, a TV, a 55-inch TV, say for $300, that's the price it already is.
Yep.
You see what I saying? And so you thinking you getting a deal when that's you paying that, say, 6, 7 something, you get it for 3 something. 3 something was the original price.
Only costing about $50, $60 to make.
That's it.
Yep.
So people now is waking up to this shit. I'm seeing a lot of videos now, with Walmart, only the damn workers in there. So hey, we definitely into some beautiful times.
Yep. So like I see one post on social media. They had just the chickens and hens running around inside Walmart.
That's what I said. All right, how much more other companies? All right, so that's definitely something to follow.
Okay. Scriptures say the land is gone.
There you go.
At one point in time, Black Friday was sought after event. They used to have people getting trampled over. for sales. But now it ain't like how it was because again, the murder the law and gone.
That's it.
Those
Yep.
people who got those benefits, I don't think they get them yet. They ain't able to spend it on their wants. They barely could get their needs.
Yep.
You see, and you opened up earlier. You said we inside because of inclement weather. I want to get this precept. Second Timothy 4:2 says, "Preach the word, be instant, in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort, with all long suffering and doctrine." And when we look at that word instant, that means to be ready, right? And when we look at in season, it says when the opportunity occurs. So whether rain, hail, sleet, snow, light, day or night, we always ready to preach the word and profess the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You see? Some camps they don't go out because it's too cold or too hot or bugs biting. No, you have to always be ready to profess the word of the Lord. Be apt to teach.
Yeah. That's it.
Then,
Yeah, man. And then too, the brother brought out the precept in Matthew 24. But earthquakes, okay, this so-called Thanksgiving Day, they had about almost 200 earthquakes happen alone in California. Okay, that is small little earthquakes. Okay, from well, I think 1.0 up to 3. Okay, but nonetheless, they are earthquakes, and they had a lot of tremors. Okay, on that same Thanksgiving Day. All right, so you have Jake. Okay, was celebrating this thing. All right, talking fool about happy Thanksgiving. All right, not knowing what would happen on that day. All right, and that's to show too that our people they don't they hate knowledge. Okay, and even when you bring it up to them and tell them, they think you talking fool. All right.
yeah, and a lot of people know what Thanksgiving is about. Because man, shit, some of
Mhm.
my coworkers, man, I was surprised that know that they know that Thanksgiving was, about the slaughter of
Yeah.
the Native American Indians. They know these things. But then you got
Yep.
it, brother.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, man. The water y'all, but you shy again. Uh, so yeah, this lesson the Lord put in my spirit to bring out the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. Okay, the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. All right. So truly, the knowledge of wickedness shows a path, right? But wisdom is the light that shows you where the path that path leads to a cliff or to a better place. Okay, wickedness leads to death. Okay, as in the lust for evil. Okay, but you get that James 1:13 to 15,
God,
and then you get Sirach 19 and 22.
God, James 1:13. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of Yahweh. For Yahweh cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. And when lust is conceived, it bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death.
Okay, all right. Then when lust conceive it, it bringeth forth sin. Okay, sin. All right, when it's finished, it bringeth forth death. All right, so you have a lust that is wicked, and then you also have another lust. Okay, which is you lusting after the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, you lust after righteousness. All right, but in this case, okay, the lust after wickedness would lead you to death. Okay, like you lusting after another man's possession. Okay, another man's wife. All right, let's get that Sirach 19 and 22.
God, and if I God, when you look at that word lust, that goes back to the word epithumia, and that means a desire or craving. You see, especially for something that's forbidden. And like that say, if you desire for another man's life, that's a forbidden thing. That's a sin that is punishable by death.
Okay,
Done. Sirach 19:22. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence.
Can. All right. So the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. Means that simply understanding how to do evil, okay, manipulate or exploit others, okay, does not make you wise. Okay, because when you thought of wickedness, okay, all right, it could be anything that is contrary to the scriptures. Okay, you thinking about doing something that leads to death. Okay, that's not that don't make you wise. All right, like like somebody who you hold in high regards, that you know they're doing all kind of wickedness. Okay, first of all, when you look at how the way how they may carry themselves, look at their character, look at what they so-called stand for. Okay, look at their action, their movement. All right, look at what they do. Okay,
Scriptures say they're wise to do evil, but to do good,
No knowledge.
they have no knowledge.
exactly. Okay, a few years back, all right, before you becoming the truth, okay, they would look at a man who is a drug dealer and say, oh, he got plenty money, and he would say some dumb shit, and they would say, man, well, your boy smart. He say it because he get money.
Not only that, they would take what do you say and hold that in
Yep,
high regard.
yep. All right.
Right.
So it just makes you knowledgeable about wickedness. Okay, and that's not wisdom. Okay, just like I said, just like a drug dealer who get a few bucks. Okay, people will say he get wisdom because he say some dumb shit. All right, and like the ox said, they would hold it in high regard. All right, and some of them would even say, you know what, uh, they would even try to do what he do. Okay, because he say some dumb shit. Okay, the scripture tells you, wisdom shall not enter into a malicious soul. All right, let's get that precept. Wisdom 1, 4, and 5.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 4. For into a malicious soul, wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in the body that is subject to sin. For the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit and remove far from thoughts that are without understanding and will not abide when unrighteousness cometh in.
Okay, all right. So light cannot dwell with darkness. Okay, wickedness cannot dwell with righteousness. All right,
Yeah.
Salakia, huh?
Then I got
All right. So yeah, man. Knowledge is the accumulation of facts, information, and skills, knowing how to do something. Okay, while wisdom is the soundness of judgment and the ability to use knowledge and experience to make decisions. Okay, it involves what discernment, compassion, long-term perspective. Okay, and we know our power. All right, he's all knowledge, he's all wisdom. Okay, he's all long suffering. All right, okay, and with thee is judgment. All right, so you see how the precept, brother.
that kind of, you gave the example of, let's say, a drug dealer with his riches. People would esteem him, so-called smart.
Yep,
Now we know what true riches is: wisdom and the knowledge of the scriptures of righteousness. Is true wisdom is a treasure, right? According to, Colossians chapter 2. In whom are hid all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge. Now, when we couple that with when we look at Proverbs chapter 10, right? Because again, you use the example of the drug dealer. Proverbs 10 and 2 says, treasures of wickedness profit nothing. As you went into earlier. The Lord, the knowledge of of wickedness is not wisdom, right? But righteousness delivered from that. So when we look at that, those who excel in wickedness, or consider the wickedness as treasures, it profit for nothing. Because when we go back to James chapter 1 and 13, straight down to 15, it proves that that wickedness only can lead to death. You see?
Okay.
So that, again, the treasures of wickedness profit nothing.
That's it.
So, well, then we say again about wisdom or knowledge.
Is wisdom and
No,
knowledge
a
of
minute,
okay.
Salaki, a minute.
Can I say while wisdom is the soundness of judgment, the ability to use knowledge and experience to make decisions. It involves discernment, compassion, long perspective,
Right, and it's also you say a skill,
a skill, right?
right? What is right? This Daniel 1 and 4. Children in whom was no blemish, but well favored and skillful in all wisdom.
Can
You see that? And cunning in knowledge and understanding science, and such as had an ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans. But showing you that when wisdom enter into you, you're gonna be skillful in all wisdom.
can
You know,
that
this right here, what we just read, right? This is called God-given talent. Like you could do something and you're good at doing it,
yep.
right? And that's with basically any trade.
Mhm.
You don't know how you get that.
You understand?
Yep.
That's being skillful in all wisdom. You're doing it effortlessly.
Can
You see? And that ain't just the one trade. You see?
can
You got it.
That's it. We can get that Sirach 19 and 22 in the revised version. Okay.
This the revised version, right, of Sirach 19 and 22. You see?
Can 22.
Right. It says, and the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, and the prudence of sinners is not counsel.
Can you're right. And the prudence of sinners is not counsel. Is not counsel. So why take counsel from sinners? Okay, it's not sensible to follow their advice. All right, because the end of sinners is death. Okay, all right. So, brother, you could get Romans 6 and 23, and then we get Jeremiah 4 and 22.
This is Romans 6 and 23. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of Yahweh is eternal life through Yahweh Shai Mashiach our power.
God, all right. Says for the wages of sin is death. Okay, now a sinner, okay, is one who sin constantly, who stuck in iniquity. Okay, you can't say you're going to repent and then when you go, then the next day or the same day, you go right back to doing the same thing. So if you're doing that every day, okay, daily, you become a sinner. Okay, you start in sin, and ultimately, all right, that's going to lead to your death. All right. So one who's sinning daily, okay, why take counsel from him when you can take counsel from the man of the Lord? Okay, the true man of the Lord. I ain't talking about no pastors. These pastors of the world today. Okay, all right. Let's get that
Jeremiah 4:22.
done.
For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sought as children. They have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge.
God, just as the brother quoted a little earlier, they're wise to do evil, okay, but to do good, right? Okay, they just don't see it within them. Okay, now some may do good, uh, not knowingly, all right. Just as some keep the laws, not know that they keep the laws. Okay, because they know right from wrong. All right, when they see two man holding hand and kissing, they know that wrong. Okay, all right, and they don't support them.
Quick precept, right?
Right.
Jeremiah 5:4. Therefore I said, surely these are poor. They are foolish, for they know not the way of the Lord, nor the judgment of their power.
Mhm. That's it. Right, bro.
You still got sin as well and stop in sin itself. So you can't be put them all right back and doing the same shit. Sirach 34:25. He that washes himself after the touching of a dead body, he touch it again with a view of its washing. If you repent from something and you go right back
Yep.
and do it again, what's the point of you repenting? All you're doing is you that's what iniquity within itself.
Right.
You see? Because you know not to do it. You still turn around and do it. You repent from it and then go back and do it again. The most high is law. Scripture tell you that.
Yep. That's it.
Jeremiah 5:21. Hear now this, O foolish people, and without understanding, which have eyes and see, right? Which have eyes and see not, which have ears and hear not.
Hmm.
Speaking about his word,
Yep.
the Lord tell you the do's and don'ts.
That's it.
Okay, you got it.
Shalom, brother on the common board. Y'all bet you my chai barakata. All right. One more you could hold on that Isaiah 9:16 from my brother.
All right, God.
All right. So going back to Jeremiah 4 and 22. So they are wise to do wickedness, like how to lie, commit adultery, okay, being an idol worshiper, having malice in their heart, and keep in keep in their heart offenses. Okay. They are wise in deceiving effectively. Okay. They big on tactics of cruelty, all right, corruption and selfishness. So just like how these pastors, all right, they may have the knowledge to be clever, all right, cunning and knows how to get the people, but it's all done just to get what they want. Okay, they will they will use the knowledge of wickedness to deceive you, to cause you to err further. Okay, and when you really look at it, that's how these pastors are. All right. Okay, when the church dead, what they do? They start talking about the women here, what color their hair is and all that. Okay, don't let the woman wearing a green hair. Okay, they see that as a jump, the rally of the church, and at the end of the service, they say, "But the pastor preach good, eh?"
We call that bread and circuses.
You know what I mean?
Give them something to speak about. You give them something we could prick their attention, and after that they just spew and vomit on them. They ain't bringing no edification or precepts, no understanding whatsoever.
You know, you go talk about the woman here. Hey, my supervisor, he's a pastor. He told me the other day, say, you know why? You know why Eve eat the fruit? Or the reason why Satan let Eve eat the fruit? Say because he would see if she was gonna die. I said, she said what? He said Satan allowed her to eat the fruit because he wanted to see if she was gonna die.
The way that is.
And he gonna spew that same vomit. He gonna release
Mhm.
Yeah, you know
plenty blood on the yard.
that's them leading the people to earth. You know, that's it. All right, you get that precept, brother.
Isaiah 9:16. For the leaders of this people cause them to earth, and they that are led of them are destroyed.
Good. All right. So when we look up this word cause, All right. I thought I did.
Oh yeah, I love it.
So,
Uh, but we look up the word cause in the Merriam dictionary.
Right, the word cause in the Merriam dictionary, it says reason for an action or condition or motive.
God, you see that? A reason for an action or condition. Okay, motive, something that bring about an effect or as a result. Okay, so what they causing the people to do? They causing them to earn even more because what of their what they want behind it. Okay, so you know a lot of these pastors they are money grabbers. So what they gonna do? They can tell the people what they want to hear. Ain't nobody want to hear about them being getting put to death if they don't repent and turn from their wicked evil ways. All right, ain't nobody want to hear uh stop committing adultery. And these things a lot of these pastors know. And I myself, all us could attest how these pastors are. Okay, I'll never forget a few years ago the pastor tell the ark right here in Freeport. You know, he gone over there in Freeport having a good time. You know what I mean?
Well, he go and start preaching on one topic, but he damn man up talking about the red light. It say, man, he know he going off.
You see? And he confessed. That's something he confessed and say, man, I gone off. You know?
Right, what is right? We gotta finish with this definition, right?
Yeah.
This because you speak about how these pastors, come and they'll use the wisdom of this world, right? And then they'll come and like when you say like when the church dead, but
Mhm.
also what they tend to use these big words what people don't understand.
Gone.
You see, trying to sound deep and all of that. Well, pastor preach a good message today, right? But check this right. Uh, this is First Corinthians chapter 1 and start at 17. For Mashiach sent me not to baptize, but to preach the gospel. What this? Not with wisdom of words,
Mhm.
lest the cross should be made of none effect. That's these pastors now going into these big words and shit. But would ain't have nothing to do with the scriptures.
Gone.
You see? For the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but unto us which are saved, uh, but unto us which are saved, it is the power of the Lord, right? For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. The prudent. Where's the wise? Where's the scribe? Where's the dispute of this world? Are not the Most High made foolishness the wisdom of this world? You see? What this? For 21. For after that, in the wisdom of the Most High, the world by wisdom knew not the Most High.
Gone.
They going into their seminary schools and they're
Yeah.
teaching all of these different shit.
Yep.
And then on top of that, people that be in school for years and they'll never pick up the Bible.
Never.
See what I saying?
That's it.
So, so by the wisdom they know not the Most High, but it pleased the Most High by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe.
That's
But
it.
the point being is they come with smooth words.
Gone.
I'm not crossing the Bible and into that before. You describe it, you use the word, they are Sesquipedalians. They are people that use big words to make themselves sound
Sound deep.
more, more deep. And another word that what we may know more common is pretentious. You see? And the definition of pretentious is to describe someone who uses big words to give the impression of being more intelligent or cultured than they are. They made themselves sound smarter than they
Yep.
actually are.
Yep.
And actually they just talking shit.
That's it.
Woman.
Right. That's why the scriptures say, man, um, but the preaching of the gospel, not with wisdom of words, lest the cross of Mashiach should be made of none effect.
John?
When you look at it, people who would do that, use big words when nobody knows trying to make a point. That's a form of speaking in tongues as well, because you using all these actual words when ain't necessary.
Yeah.
When the scriptures say make it plain upon tables.
Yep.
Let all things be done under edification.
John? That's it. Because you'll have a mixed multitude or multitude of people. You have some who are on a lower level of understanding, like IQ, right? Some who could understand big words, but then again, though, what happened to those who can't understand or who don't understand those big words? This is why you got to come down to their level so that everybody could understand what you are saying. Okay, but then again, this ain't for everybody. All right. So yeah, man. Let's get Sirach 19 and 23, brother.
All right. This is Sirach chapter 19
and 23. Okay.
There is a wickedness and the sin and abomination, and there is a fool wanting in wisdom.
Good. All right. And let's get that in the GNT.
All right, the GNT saying for Sirach 19 and 23. It is possible to use cleverness for wicked purpose.
God, wicked papers like these pastors, motivational speakers, the radio talk show hosts. Okay. Read on.
But some people act like fools because they don't know any better.
All right. They know better. Okay. Because when it's time to do evil, they on point. You see? So they know better.
You got everything drawn out and planned out to the T.
Right. Okay. Bomba, let's go to James 4 and 17, brother.
This is the James chapter 4. Therefore, to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him that sin.
You see that? To him that know it, okay, and doing it not, to him is sin. All right. So they know better. Okay. They know two men ain't supposed to be together. They know two women ain't supposed to be together. But because they know that man get plenty money and that woman get plenty money, okay, they can so called oblige them. Okay. And say, isn't God good? All right. Well, you know all these pastors and go. Okay. All right. So the knowledge of wickedness, that is not wisdom. Okay, but yet you'll have our people will say that this pastor or this person, he got wisdom. Okay. The wisdom of this world is foolishness. All right. Let's go back in Sirach 19, brother, and hit verse 24.
God. It's the book of Sirach chapter 19 and 24. He that hath small understanding and feared Yahweh is better than one that hath much wisdom and transgresseth the law of the Most High.
Done. So if you know what's right, okay, and wrong, in understanding, the scripture says, okay, you are better than one who knows more than you who don't practice what he preaches. Okay, you ain't gotta be deep. Okay, fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and live. All right, let's go to Sirach 25 and verse 10.
It's Sirach 25 and 10. How great is he that findeth wisdom, yet is there none above him that feareth the Lord.
God, you see that? How great is he? How great is he that findeth wisdom? Okay, And as the ark always say, when you get wisdom, wisdom is to be the what? To be
Applied.
applied. It's not to be wasted. Okay, because if it's wasted, that means that one a fool it become better than you. Okay. Read on page 11.
Verse 11. For the love of the Lord passeth all things for illumination. He that holdeth it, whereto shall he be likened?
God. All right, but the love of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai passeth all things for illumination. Okay, all things will be light up. The scripture tell you wisdom maketh a man face to shine. Okay. So if you in tune and you in sync with the scriptures and you in sync with Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, okay, uh, uh, brothers, okay, as we say, we see Yahweh Bashim Yahushai within us. Okay, even those in the world, all right, who are the secret followers, they can see Yahushai within us. Okay, so let's go back to Sirach 19 and 25, brother.
Sirach 19 and 25. There is an exquisite subtlety, and the same is unjust. There is one that turneth aside to make judgment appear, and there is a wise man that justifieth in judgment.
God, all right. Uh, read that, Sirach, read that again, brother.
There is an exquisite subtlety, and the same is unjust. And there is one that turneth aside to make judgment appear, and there is a wise man that justifieth in judgment.
God, all right. So, Sirach, we can get that in the Good News translation.
All right. This is Sirach 19 and 25 in the GNT. Then there are those wicked people who go about looking very solemn and mournful.
God, now, who that fit? Who that fit? You saying? It's exquisite. Okay, he gotta be sharp with his alligator skin shoes. Okay, he gotta have a bald head, earl up.
The world know when they passing.
You see, right? The world know when they
God,
fasten. Okay, his suit gotta be, sharp, exquisite. You see, with no understanding, just a walking abomination.
call nothing uncommon or unclean. Salakia, right? Yeah, man. He had with Pastor, he got me the job, asked for any harm, you know. So one of the two, the ladies in the store, they know what I about. You know, so when they see Pastor ask that, they look at me. So I say, "Bah, that's an abomination, man." You know, call that uncommon or unclean, son.
I tell you,
The world know the scriptures.
I tell you.
Yeah, but
My supervisor say yesterday, say he had some soup with conch in it. Say, but the conch made him feel sick. Say he normally don't feel sick. And he normally don't eat conch. So I tell him, man, you ain't supposed to be eating conch. That's an abomination out of the sea. So he said, man, the conch give it the flavor. I said, boy, tell you. All right. Read that again, brother.
yeah, Sirach 19, 26.
25.
26 was
25.
25. This one, yeah.
I guess 26 I read. But,
Oh, yeah, no, no.
huh?
Yeah, read 25. It's 25.
Oh, let
Right?
me read 25. It is possible to be marvelously clever and still be dishonest, or to get what you want by being absurdly polite.
All right. Absurdly polite. All right. So, hey, we ain't here for that. We ain't here to be polite. All right. The Most High says whether they here or whether they forbear. Okay. So we can give it to you as it is written. That said Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. What may you get that Ezekiel 2 and 5, my brother?
And the brothers say, God, they are not know the scriptures. God, brother.
Brother,
So Ezekiel,
Ezekiel 2 and 5, brother.
Ezekiel 2 and 5.
Yeah.
And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, they are rebellious house. Yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them.
God. All right. So as we being seeing the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. Okay. For wisdom maketh a man face to shine. Okay. And not darken. As I quoted a little earlier. All right. But you can just get that from me real quick.
Let me see the thing. So you can do it.
Uh, no, no. That Ecclesiastes 8 and 1. Brother. What you reading earlier.
Yeah.
Ecclesiastes.
Yeah, Ecclesiastes 8 and 1.
Ecclesiastes 8 and 1. Who is as the wise man? And who knoweth the interpretation of things? A man's wisdom maketh his face to shine, and the boldness of his face shall be changed.
God, the boldness of his face should be changed. All right. So we ain't coming to you polite. Okay, like the Job witnesses come. Okay, all right. So his face will shine because it's being illuminated. Okay,
Salakia do, right? And that's something like the Most High is beautiful because He give you the balance. If wisdom make a man face to shine, um, but the wickedness
Darken the countenance.
darken the countenance, and you hang your head down.
yep, yep,
Right? This is the rock that I did in 26. There's a wicked man that hangeth down his head sadly, but inwardly he's full of deceit.
God, all right. And
Shit.
that's your partner, because we can get that right out there, right? They say, so his face will hang, his face will shine because it's illuminated with the truth. Okay, but those will be darkened, as I say, they will hang their heads down. Okay, all right. Read that precept again, brother.
That's Rock 1926. There's a wicked man that hangeth down his head sadly, but inwardly he's full of deceit.
God, full of deceits. Okay, just like this devil. All right, brother, you could get that Sirach 12 and 11. Okay, because if you wicked, okay, and you hanging your head down, your face darkened, your countenance darkened, you can hang your head down because of shame as well.
So 12 and 11.
God,
Though he humbleth himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away.
God, all right, just like this devil. All right, wicked.
Right?
Okay,
And then doing Sirach 25, they tell you the wickedness of a woman, darken her countenance.
yep, that's it.
So wicked people got hide this,
They
man.
can't hide.
They got hide from this.
Yep.
You got it, brother.
Yeah, the precept, well,
All right,
I
brother.
know that too.
God,
Now when we read Psalm chapter 10, you see Psalms 10 and 4, and start there, it says, the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous, his judgments are far above all of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. He had said in his heart, I should not be moved, for I should never be in adversity. And we read on, it says, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud.
Mhm.
Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places that he murdered the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. He lied in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lied in wait to catch the poor. He that catch the poor when he drawed him into his net. He croucheth and humbleth himself that the poor may fall by his strong ones. And that's the ways of the wicked.
Done.
You know, they look like they come humbly, but deceit was in their heart.
That's it. That's it, bro. All right, you can bring that Sirach 19 and 27.
Sirach 19:27. Casting down his countenance and making as if he had heard not, where he is not known, he will do thee mischief before thou be aware.
All right. You see that? Just like what the brother just read. You know, let's read that in the GNT, brother.
Right in the GND, right? It says you can know people by their appearance. The first time you look at them, you could tell if they have a good sense. Their character shows in the way they dress, the way they laugh, and the way they walk.
Yeah.
Dirty.
All right, all right. So this is how they show their knowledge of wickedness. Okay, just like a con artist, right? They knows all the psychological tricks to scam people out of their money.
Right there.
Right?
And this is spirit. You see?
Yep, yep.
There you go.
That's it. All right. They knows psychological tricks, and that's what these pastors them use today.
That's what they learn in seminary schools.
That's it.
It's like the psychological advantages.
All right. That's that. They are knowledgeable about greed, okay, and fear. They're knowledgeable about these things, and they know how to use it, okay, and who they learned it from. That's it. See? From what
Seminary schools.
seminary schools, and who teaches these in seminary schools? Esau, the so-called white man, the devil the Bible speaks of, and he good at that. Okay, he know how to reach down into your pockets. All right.
You know the feel good message.
That's what we do.
Yeah. All right.
But
So
Pastor, leave me with you feeling good.
Feeling good, the pocket's empty.
pocket empty.
Right? But then when you reach home from church, you can't remember nothing.
All right. Yeah.
What Pastor preach about? That died.
I remember, but boy, it was good. Boy, it was good. We had that church rocking.
Oh, they can tell you he talk about that woman here. All right. What color they had? You know. All right. So they are not wise in understanding to do right. All right. Surely they are not wise. Okay. All right. 28.
Sirach 19 and 28. And if for want of power he be hindered from sinning, yet when he findeth opportunity, he will do evil.
Done. All right. So this is why we have to stay circumspect. Okay. You have to stay circumspect. All right. Because this devil, all right, he's out like a roaring lion.
Uh,
Okay. Seeking whom he may devour. All right. Let's get Ephesians 5 and 15, brother.
When we look at that Sirach 19 and 28 again, you know, it says, and if for want of power he be hindered from sinning. You know, this goes into him lying and wait still. Is he waiting for the opportunity? Because a lot of people don't do wickedness because it ain't within their power to do it yet. But the scripture say, yet when he find an opportunity, he will do evil. When it's within their power to do it, then they act on it. You see that in politics.
Yep.
You know, when they in power, they knocking on your door every day, asking you, hey, you need this, you need that, making sure you straight.
Yep.
The minute they get in power and they in the position to actually help you, they don't hear from them no more until almost time to get reelected. And that's the same thing. That's how the wicked go.
Yep. That's it.
Like the song the pot cake. They don't love me. They only know me when they need me. You got it out.
That's it. So the Ephesians 5 and 15 and
Right.
16.
Ephesians 5 and 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil.
Done. All right. Because the days are evil. So this is why we gotta walk circumspectly. We gotta watch out. Okay. All right. We gotta go back and that's a rock. 19 and 28 again. 28 and 28 and 29, bro.
All right. Sirach 19 and 28. And if it for want of power he be hindered from sinning, yet he findeth opportunity, he will do evil. A man may be known by his look, and one that had understanding by his countenance, when thou meetest him.
Done. All right. So you could tell by how they look what type of people they are. All right.
Right? They show their countenance doth
So,
witness against them.
done.
To declare their sins of Zod.
That's it. All right. Let's get that Isaiah 3:9, brother.
All right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and 9. To show of their countenance does witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves.
Done. So surely the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. Okay, because a lot of them they see that as a good thing. Okay, they see that as a good thing, and the talk will say, well, as long as they don't bother me. That thing that's supposed to disgust you. All right, that's supposed to disgust you, buddy. Okay, all right. Let's get Sirach 21 and 20, and then Ecclesiastes 7 and 6.
Sirach 21 and 20. A fool lifted up his voice with laughter, but a wise man do scarcely smile a little.
Done. All right. As a fool, okay, he can laugh with his fooleries, thinking that it is wisdom. Okay, but notice a wise man. All right, all right.
Right? Because he just looking and thinking, boy, this nigga had gone be screw on right.
Yeah, he giving you the wumble look.
Yeah, boy.
You know,
Yeah, boy.
because some things what Jake is say. Well, you gotta give them that luck, boy.
Yeah.
You know. Let's get the Ecclesiastes 7 and 6, brother.
Ecclesiastes 7 and 6. For as the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool. This also is vanity.
God, Baba Krishna, read it again, brother.
But Ecclesiastes 7 and 6. For as the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool. This also is vanity.
God, the cracking on the what is?
Let me read it from verse 5, Mullah.
All
It
right, brother.
says, it is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. For as the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool. This also is vanity.
Crackling of thorns on the pot. Okay,
Noisy.
huh?
Noisy.
No, it's exactly. Okay, because still now that under the pot, that burning with heat. Okay, and then when that start, it just can be knocking. Okay, making all kind of noise,
Yeah.
and that's just how these pastors is today. They make all kind of noise when they say that they bring in the word. Okay, with no substance. Okay, and the scriptures tell you how they are when they bring the word or the so-called word what they were gonna bring. They carry on like they get something in their throat.
Yeah, like this funeral.
You know, all right.
So,
That's
but
Telling Christian people to care.
that is get Holy Spirit.
yeah. All
Uh,
right. Now we can close off with this Sirach 19 and 29 and 30.
right, Sirach 1929 and 30 in the GNT. You can know people by their appearance. The first time you look at them, you can tell if they have a good sense. Their character shows the way they dress, the way they laugh, and the way they walk.
Gun. Their character shows what kind of person they are, but okay. Shows what type of person they are. All right. To us, like I say with the past system earlier, how they dress and all that. Okay. And how from their head straight to their toe. We know that that's bullshit right there. Okay. The way how they talk, the way how they go on making all type of noise. We know what type of person they is. But the scripture, we went through the scripture and we proved and show what type of people they are. They are not after the true power, whose name is Yahweh and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. All right. But they after what? Their own belly. Okay. All right. So yeah, man. Hey, the knowledge of wickedness. Okay, that is not wisdom. All right, because people think that them doing all manner of folly, that's wisdom. That is not wisdom. Okay. All right.
Or even so, just because you know how to do certain things, that ain't means you have wisdom.
Done. That's
You
it. You know. So yeah, man. Lord will that lesson was edifying. Okay, we can move on to another lesson. Okay. I want you for some article I sent you with I think Russia super app.
Yeah, that's the highlighted part of you in the paper.
Uh yeah, read the headline.
It says Russia's state-backed WeChat copy launches digital ID.
Gun. Now the name of this lesson is Digital ID, Russia's super app named Max. Okay. Now in this app, which is a WeChat like app. Okay, and WeChat Select is a China's app that has been around for a while, right? For years. Okay. WeChat Pay, Alibaba Pay, okay, or QR codes is nothing new for China. Okay. However, uh, Russia's new super app Max is basically a copy of WeChat. Okay, that has some of the same features, right? But this app will be their main app for their socials and finances. Okay, this app will be preloaded in all phones coming to Russia. All right, so there's no escaping, as though they say, there's no escaping. Okay, so yeah, man, we can just get into this article briefly. All right, let's get that voice paragraph, voice in second paragraph.
All right, then. All right, it says Russian state-backed super app Max has launched a test version of its digital identity feature designed to allow users to prove their age and identity and use digital documents the same way as physical ones. The Manager app, created by Russian tech firm Von Vontic Slovakia, if I pronounce that wrong, is designed to emulate China's WeChat, combining digital IDs with messaging, money transfer, government and private services, email signatures, and social media functions.
Done. Right. So you get now this app. All right. You got money, and you got government services and private services as well. The private services is basically speaking about your retail stores and your uh, fast foods, restaurants, and all the other rest. Okay, as they said, the same way as physical ones, right? You can do everything the same, but just in a digital form. Okay, now if what you could get that Revelation of 13 and 15. Okay, now we always bring this up because this is a part of the image. Okay, this isn't the mark of the beast. Okay, but it's geared up towards the mark of the beast. Okay, so these things Esau gonna put in first. Okay, to see how society and citizens take these things first before they could just say bring it to the people. Okay, now we in the stage where they gathering data. Okay, so once they gather all your data and everything will be on these big tech companies database, it'd be much easier and quicker, all right, for them to start doing mass shipping. Okay, we know how these devils go. All right, the Lord give us the knowledge to see right through these devils. Okay, so yeah, brother, you could get that.
Right, this is Revelation 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
God, all right. So the time gonna come, okay, when Akim is gonna be slated, okay, for this truth, all right, for not receiving the devil's mark, all right. So let's go back into the article. We can hit the third and fourth paragraph, brother.
All right. It reads here, the pilot phase of the digital ID was introduced by the Ministry of Digital Development, Communications and Mass Media last week, newspaper Investor reports. Users over the age of 18 can create a digital ID by connecting to the country's government services platform, Osulugi, and verifying their identity by using biometric data from the government's Unified Biometric System, or UBS. Those who do not have biometric data registered in the UBS can opt to use their passport to create the ID. Users are then asked to take a selfie to verify their identity.
God, and when we really look at it right now, we are basically the same thing over here. Okay, for one, if you create a island like account right now online, you gotta identify yourself. But you gotta take a picture with you, a selfie, and then you gotta take that same selfie with you holding the card or something like that. Your
Yeah, bank card.
bank card or
I'm not card.
your island card, and then your smart card, your NIB smart card.
Card.
Okay, all right. So this is how they collect data even more. All right, on you. All right. This sounds really smooth, as though nothing is going wrong. Okay, everything will be better. Okay, until the devil catch you. All right, because right now people will look at, oh, at least I ain't got to carry on no my birth certificate or my passport or whatever. I could have everything right there on my phone. All right, but it's all a trap with Esau is setting for you.
Slovakia. And that's where gradualism comes in. Because, as you went into, use the example of Island Luck, at least over here. It starts off with that. and then it goes into the banks, and then it goes into NIB doing it, and then to get your passport you got to do it, and then so on and so forth. To vote you had to do it.
Yep.
So now eventually, people get so used to doing it when now the chip implementation is now brought forward. The people can do. When they're so used to doing it, they can look at it as just the next step.
Yep.
But we are not ignorant to Satan devices.
That's it. You see, so once they get all this data, okay, everything will be there. All right, and as they're saying, all of these different companies are basically doing it. What do you think they can say? Oh man, but since they're doing it, and I can jump on it too.
You might as well.
You might as well, right?
Yeah, have that digital database on.
You see, and then you will have your family members can be telling you, man, like you ain't get that chip yet, or you better get that because everything done there is much easier.
Mhm.
You see, you can imagine your sister's telling you that, your brother's telling you that, your uncle, your auntie telling you that. Then when you turn on the radio, the people on the radio telling you that.
In order for you to get your child into the hospital, or you have to be digitally registered. In order for them to get into school, you got to be digitally registered.
Yep.
In order for you, and a lot of people, their family, whether their wives or their kids or even their parents, would be the reason why they take that.
Yeah.
A lot of them wouldn't even just be for their reasons; it'd be because of family.
That's it. Because of family, right? You see?
Remember your boy from when we was teaching up in Stanley Creek? What was his reason as to why he took that job? So his family could eat.
Yeah. All right. Let's get that Psalm 55 and 21, brother. Okay, this just a door of Esau coming with that smooth words. Okay, this is the same thing. Okay, they're gonna come with these smooth words because they make it sound so good and so easy, and it's all about convenience. All right, just to ensnare you. Okay, and they're gonna use the closest next to you.
Done.
All right.
Psalms,
Go ahead. Psalm 55 and 21, brother.
Psalm 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn sword.
God. So the outward speech is pleasant and gentle, but the inward intention are hostile and dangerous. Okay,
Done.
it's all good until you get chipped. All right, but it gets even worse for those who would take that. Okay, now that they chip, okay, they got to comply. You see, and if not comply, then what? They will be put to death.
Done.
All right, and we done lessons on that before, showing you that how they would, if you are in complying. Okay, even with the social credit score, even while you have that, all of these things in place. Okay, to keep you in subjection.
Done.
All right, so when you don't think because if you take that chip, everything is going to be all good and dandy and all good and smooth. All right, you got to be you now fully subject to them. Okay, so brother, you can go back to the article. You go to you get the fifth and sixth paragraph, brother.
Back in the article, it says once the ID is stored on their phones, users will be able to display it by using a dynamic QR code. For now, users can show the app to verify their age at magnet retail stores in Moscow, St. Petersburg, and Krasnodar. It says once the pilot phase is completed, the Max app plans to turn the ID into a more useful tool.
All right, now you hear that? It's a more useful tool, right? Meaning more control. We ain't ignorant. You see, Esau, they put these things right inside your face. All right. But us who are of the hope for the elect, we can see right through them.
And you see where it says the pilot phase, and we know when we look at the word pilot, You know, that's the experimental phase before they
Yeah,
before they put it in mass production.
right. You see? Let's get that 2 Corinthians 2:11, brother, and then we can move on in the article.
All right. This is the book of Second Corinthians, chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
God, we are not ignorant of his schemes or his trickeries. Okay? You see how what you say? Uh when this thing get up to their standard or whatever of you, it'll be a more useful tool. Okay, meaning more control. All right. So we go back in the article, brother. The 7 and 8 paragraph, brother.
It says here, over the past months, the platform has integrated with the Goski application for signing in electronic documents, the Sephirum educational platform, and the Telega.in advertising marketplace. It says government agencies will receive verified accounts within the platform. What Slovakia, it says government agencies will receive verified accounts within the platform, while businesses will be able to serve users with mini applications and chatbots. Max users will be able to pay fines and taxes, make doctor appointments, order taxis and delivery. Order taxis and delivery. The company has also opened the app's channels to creators. Oh,
God.
boy, that's heavy.
All right. So this thing is moving, right? And it will have everything in it. It's like a one-stop shop.
So if this app saying, they able to do these things like pay their fines and taxes and make doctor appointments, right?
Yeah.
Who's to say they can't use it to stop you from doing those things?
Exactly.
Stop you from traveling, stop you from going to the doctor, stop you from buying food, stop your money.
See, Esau puts it in the way, in that smooth way. See, he ain't gonna tell you the other side of that.
No.
You see? So that's why I say they put all this within this one app. Okay? Like it's a one-stop shop. Okay? But we know Esau can't stop this stuff. Okay? Because why? He wants your soul. Okay, and he wants you to be subject unto him. All right, then
Right.
we can read this screenshot with
Super app.
the super app, right?
Right. It says a super app, also known as an everything app.
You see that? Everything. Okay, everything app. So this right here, okay, this is a part of the image because everything is gonna be on a chip. You see?
Right. A super app, also known as an everything app, is a mobile or web application that can provide multiple services, including payment and instant messaging service, effectively becoming an all-encompassing, self-controlled commerce and communication online platform that embraces many aspects of personal and commercial life. Notable examples of super apps include Tencent's WeChat in China, Tata New in India, and Grab in Southeast Asia.
Done. All right. So all of these places already have these apps. Okay, they already have them. Like I mentioned a little earlier with WeChat, and Alipay. Alipay. All right, they're already doing this thing. Okay, now Russia. All right, they just get this app, this super app they call it, the Max, and they're pushing forward with that because that app that ties in the government services. You see, all right, and I'm telling you, man, they enforcing this thing. Okay, so we get a couple other apps, I mean, a couple other articles where we're gonna just touch on briefly just to show you. Okay, what if we get that Isaiah 14, 13, and 14, bro?
Ezekiel 14 and 13. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of power. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will send above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
Done. All right. Esau claiming he will be like the Most High. Because now on this side, all right, as we know, the scriptures say the earth is given in the hand of the wicked. The wicked being Esau, Edom, according to Malachi 1 and 4.
They call them the people. They call them a people.
Right?
But Jake like to get simple and say, oh man, Esau back in Genesis. It's the people, his descendants.
Done. All right. So this would he wants complete uh control. All right. But guess what? The devil, he would be brought down to hell. He would be brought down to the grave. Okay, read verse 15 to 17, brother.
Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, and opened not the house of his prisoners?
Is this the man? This fragile ponytail? Right? Is this the man?
Long back.
You know, all right. So yeah, boy, this devil, he's doing all this because okay, um, the earth is given into his hands. All right. But guess what? He is the end of the world. All right. And he have but a short time. Okay. So yeah, man. So now we're gonna get a little bit on the this Marx app from Russia. Okay. But you can get the one from the wiki.
All right.
All right.
It says here, marked up.
All right.
No, this one.
Yeah, that one there.
It says here, Marx, or in parentheses stylized in Marx, is a Russian messenger and e-commerce app released by VK in 2025. By analogy with the Chinese platform WeChat, a universal mobile application or super app is being developed on the basis of Marx, which allows, in addition to using the functions of the social network, to also receive electronic gosuslugi, verify identity through a digital ID, use a strengthened electronic signature, and also make payments. It has been promoted by the Russian government as a national messenger.
God, you see that it is being promoted by the government. Okay. They hail this thing. Okay, because they look at this now, they're gonna use that also to help keep out Western apps like WhatsApp and Telegram. Okay, so that's the opportunity for them. They claiming that they're gonna bring this up. Okay, so that everybody could be on this one app. Okay, which is the super app. All right, you don't need to go out of the country to get this or get that. This is basically what they're saying. We have everything right here. All right, more on that, brother. That's
Uh,
the voice. The
yeah,
voice.
that's just a free spot. Let's see what
All right, scroll down the number of users.
okay. It
All right,
says it says here to register. Oh, okay, number of users. It says in June 2025, the number of users accounts created in the Marks Messenger was 1 million. In July 25, announces that the number of registered Marks users has exceeded 2 million. In October 2025, BK announced that the number of registered Marks users had exceeded 40 million. 500 million calls and 2 billion messages have been sent to date. As of October 27, 2025, there are 50 million registered users.
God,
And if they, Slovakia, if they're able to give you those numbers saying 500 million calls and 2 billion messages, what that tell you? Be able to monitor everything.
Can, right?
God.
You see? So if they can get these numbers that fast, right? When it's time to get rid of the they will it would be more or less hassle.
So remember when we went into that lesson going into data, right?
Yep.
How is data collected? You can't collect data just off one or two instances. You need millions upon of users in order to collect efficient data. And with these millions of people with billions of messages, all they have is raw data to go by to find whatever they need to find out. They could do a consensus with these numbers and find out what the general conversation is or the general mindset of their population.
Yeah.
Can.
That's it. Yeah.
Yes. You see? The thing about it too, right? They gone from 50 million, and it's a lot. They gone from 1 million when they open when they bring this up in June of this year to now since October 27, they up to 50 million. That ain't even this month here in November. So you see how fast this thing take off.
Yeah.
You see? So if they get all of these users to sign up, that's right there. That's 50 million who ready then sign up for biometrics, digital ID.
God.
You see, and guess what? The number's still growing.
They sign up for the digital ID, they even ain't know.
And then right because they're looking at we could we could
They have this for a form of payment to do other things, everything with.
right we could travel on this, we could buy on this, we could sell on this, we could communicate on this, we could make calls, we could do all this stuff on this.
Right. But, right, but they ain't notice that this is a part of this man's system.
No, you see, and guess what? The same way how they could do everything on it, they could shut you out of it.
Damn right.
You see, and on top of that, don't forget tracking.
think, think of all the businesses that are run off of that app, right? Remember, a lot of businesses were run off YouTube. What happened when YouTube was shut down?
Hmm.
Their business closed.
Right?
So those people who use this app to run their businesses and their lifestyle, if they shut them out,
Hmm.
they can't do nothing. If they don't fall in line with their terms and conditions, because there are terms and conditions
Yep.
that you have to sign up for.
John,
If you ain't in line with that, everything what you build on that could be taken away.
taken away, right? Because even on that app, on the same app, they said something about creators content or something like that.
Yeah, it says here, um, yeah, they be able to, content makers will be able to use it.
Content, right? You see, so if that's like bloggers and all them, all right. Even like you say with your shops and all that, you have on that, like how you have the WhatsApp business app, all that stuff they could shut you out if you don't comply. You see, if you ain't going along with what they have set up, okay, if you ain't serving them, all right. So yeah, man, when you look at it, okay, from 1 million to 50 million, and that number just keep on increasing.
And you know what's so interesting about it? Reading inside this article, it also says, that app comes pre-installed on all smartphones. So
Yep.
you have no choice but to use it.
Yep.
If you buy a new phone, it automatically there.
It automatically there.
Yeah.
You see?
Shoot.
That's like for the smartphone today. You can't do nothing until you put in the email.
Yeah.
If you buy a phone, you just want to call. You just want to use them. You don't want to touch nothing to it. You don't want to connect to the internet. You can't use the phone unless you connect it to the internet.
Nope.
You have to do it.
And with this now, this in as of September, right? That this app is gonna come pre-installed on every phone that enter into Russia. So now you gotta sign up. Okay, you gotta scan your photo. You gotta scan your passport. Everything you basically that's a digital ID.
Man, it say here, it says Mark's app has been pre-installed on all smartphones sold in Russia, while the Russian communications regulator Roskomnadzor, that's like our BTC and the live over here, is imposing restrictions on the use of other messenger applications.
Yeah.
So they ain't even allowing them to use WhatsApp.
They ain't allowing them to use WhatsApp, Telegram, the biggest two rivals. You see?
It's a lot there to show you they want full control.
Exactly.
It says here, and I look at that Roskomnadzor, they think it says the Federal Service for Supervision of Communications, Information Technology, and Mass Media. Yeah.
You see? So on this one app, man, you could do everything. It talks even about fine, and if you get fined or you get a ticket, you could pay that ticket right from the app. You see?
And if you don't pay that ticket, they can use that same app to cut you off.
Yeah, right.
You know that? You know?
Yeah.
That's boy.
When you think about it, we kind of technically have a similar thing here, but it ain't as imposed.
Yeah.
The same click to clear system. If you have an outstanding bill inside there, there's a way whereas if you have an outstanding bill, if you order more stuff, they could stop you from getting your additional stuff unless you pay your previous bill. It ain't implemented, but the system it is there.
Right? Yeah, that's something. All right. So yeah, now we're gonna get a few other headlines just to show you that certain countries, okay, are doing this, already doing this, and basically prepared. All right, you can get that next one with the biometrics. Okay, this is from biometricupdate.com. Right, I want you to hit that one, New Zealand. Yeah, you can read that title.
Biometrics. Biometric update regularly publishes articles related to the term biometrics. Is that one from New Zealand?
Yeah, you either run from New Zealand. Select before that one, I think is biometric across Russia and Japan. Yeah.
It says biometric payments gaining popularity across Russia and Japan. It says facial recognition based payments are becoming a popular method to pay public transit tickets, while biometric payment solutions are also rising.
Done. All right. You see that? So what? Something about rising?
Yeah, rising in retail. It says facial recognition based payments are becoming a popular method to pay public transit tickets, while biometric payment solutions are also rising in retail.
Done. Also rising in retail. Buying. All right. Buying and selling. Okay. Get that one at New Zealand.
You know, I think they had this inside. Remember the Jetsons, the cartoon way back in the day?
Yeah.
It's a similar thing. Well,
Yep.
The Jetson, that cartoon, they had a lot of shit inside that, boy.
Why?
it's taking the facial recognition payment taking a whole another meaning to make sure your face good. Right? It says New Zealand simplifying digital ID procurement. It says New Zealand's government is planning to make digital identity services procurement easier. The Department of Internal Affairs, or the DIA, is opening a new channel dedicated to digital identity on its marketplace platform, designed to simplify procurement of goods and services for New Zealand's government agencies.
Done. All right. So you see, it's about buying and selling. Okay. Same procurement. Okay. Basically, look up that word procurement on the Google.
Procurement?
Yeah.
Yeah, procurement means obtaining or procuring something. It says procurement is the strategic process of acquiring goods and services for an organization.
Right. Acquiring goods and services. Okay. So as we see, okay, But this digital ID, you can need that to acquire goods and services. You can need that just like what we said, what we saw with the Russia super app. Okay, and no doubt that is coming to a city near you.
God,
All right, let's get this last one. The Brunei, Brunei digital app.
On the same page, right?
Yeah, I don't know. See him.
It says here,
Revelation 13 to 16. Shut it
uh, Brunei.
down. Brunei.
Brunei of Soft launches digital identity system with Brunei ID app.
With
This one, Brunei.
Brunei ID app. All right, the same thing with you have the Russia super app Max. Okay, the WeChat app, the Alipay. Okay, I think Japan have one, and another city as well over there. All these other countries have app. Okay, dealing with this digital ID. All right, read that again, brother.
It says here, uh, Brunei has soft launched its national digital identity system, Brunei ID. Brunei ID is available for download on Apple's App Store. It says, and Google Play. The platform offers secure, verifiable, and user-controlled identity management. Oh.
Hmm.
According to the official website, identity management really
You,
it,
you see?
it enables citizens, permanent residents, and expatriates to access online government and private services.
All right. So you see, all of these different apps, they doing the exact same thing, dealing with the government.
yeah,
You see, government and services. Okay,
it's a one world system they putting in place.
that's it. Everything tie into each other. All right. Few years back, when the F&M governor was in power, but underneath Menace, they're talking about bringing digital ID as well. Okay.
Right.
All right. So yeah, man, let's get this last precept, Revelation 13 and 16.
Right, this Revelation 13:16, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or on their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
John. All right. Now we ain't saying that this is the mark of the beast, but this right here will lead you to the mark of the beast. Okay, as you saying, okay, all of these different countries, they on the same path, okay, of getting their digital ID, okay, securing their citizens. I would say securing their citizens. Okay, just as you see over there in Russia, they just launched that super app Max from June to October. Okay, they already had 50 millions who already gotten that digital ID unknowingly. Okay, now China, they already had that system a little while. Okay, India as well. I forget India as well that they have their system. Okay, and all of these different apps and different and digital ID is set up the same way. Okay, so once you see all of these different countries already fully set up, okay, Esau's gonna have come to it. Esau's gonna bring the hammer.
And all together into the
Exactly. You see? All right. So yeah, man. Hey, the goal is not to take that. They're not to take this chip.
you know, uh, that's how you mentioned that. You know how this country have a app, that country have a app, that one have a different one, that one have a different one. You know, they ain't come to the point that it's like you just mentioned. You ain't need all these different numbers. One real government.
Yep.
One RFID, that microchip.
Yep.
You see how it all tying in?
Done. The thing about it too, you have all these different countries have this one have they own up, but all them have that one thing in common. It's all them doing the same thing. So Esau can say it don't make no sense. That's where they can come in, drop the hammer. You see? So yeah, man. Hey, like we say, the goal is not to take this chip when you see it come. All right. Yeah, precept, brother.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, man. So with that, day, Lord will this lesson was edified. Okay, and serve his purpose.
Okay.
All right.
So with that, we're gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakodash, Shalom,
Shalom. Shalom.